Seth Jahn, and this is my story. When I was growing up, all I cared about was becoming a professional athlete. That's the only reason I really went to school, was so I could maintain my grades to be eligible to play soccer. And when I'm playing the sport and I'm looking around and I'm seeing people who are paying for me to go and entertain them, and then they leave that stadium and then they go do real meaningful things with their lives to make a difference in other people's lives. And I'm playing a game to define my life. I knew at that point that I wanted to be in some type of service-oriented career field. I had a buddy of mine who had signed up in the Army, and we boxed together, and I happened to get the best on this particular day, so we're talking a little bit of trash to each other, and he said, "Oh, you think you bad, man?" He said, "Why don't you join the Army then?" I was like, okay. And it just made sense to me. After a stint in more conventional capacity and within combat arms, I knew that I wanted to serve in a greater capacity within the military, and that's what motivated me to go into special operations. There were a number of different incidents throughout my career that qualified me to be on this team. And the one that ended my career was East Afghanistan. The roadways are pretty poor. The earth gives way next to this little terrain wall. So we roll over, roll down, and I end up submerged under the water with a truck inverted on top of me. I'm trying to get back in, but I'm stuck in that position. At that point, it's like, you got to get out of here, leave the vehicle, and set up a perimeter, and they end up medevacing me out from there. They diagnosed me with a traumatic brain injury, spinal cord injury, peripheral femoral phrenic nerve damage running my right arm, right leg, and my diaphragm paralyzed. I never for a second thought that I'd be done. I never thought that this was going to end my career. I never thought that I wouldn't be up and running in no time. Laying in hospital and having a number of different teams of doctors tell you that you're not going to be able to do these things, the things you're normally accustomed to do. We need to focus on your quality of life. And I knew then that I wanted to push the envelope. I knew how precious life was and how much I hadn't experienced of this world, all the beauty of this world. I'm in Tanzania, in Mount Kilimanjaro in this picture. It was after I reached summit. It was significant to me, not just this one, but going from essentially not being able to walk to attempting to conquer the 7 summits. I'm also passionate about fighting BJJ, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I'd like to start competing on that in a high level. Also, furthering my education, one of my goals is to receive my doctorate. That's huge for me. You know, this team has been, for me, just such a testament of guys who have met some pretty significant adversity in their lives and have refused to submit to that, have refused to relinquish their control in that situation. And they continue to fight, continue to push, and the mottos on the team is adapt and thrive, and they've definitely been a tremendous example of that for me as well.